Hello and welcome to the Amtgard V9 pre-alpha playtest rules. If you've been following along with our monthly reports, or if you've read through our FAQ, you will know that our playtest phase will be starting with what we're calling pocket playtesting. That is to say, we will be releasing various playtest rules that are intended for use within the current V8 rule set. Pocket playtesting in this manner will allow us to test some of the more fundamental changes without having to build an entire rule set on a foundation that may need to be scrapped if those changes don't work out. Since the Amtgard classes stand head and shoulders above the other topics in terms of popularity, we've decided to begin our pocket playtests with a single playtest rule for each class. In order to use these rules during a game, you must be level 6 in the appropriate class and have permission from your local monarch, champion, guildmaster of Reeves, and the battle game organizer, if any. Rules printouts and feedback forms will be posted to the Amtgard V9 website in the coming days to facilitate this playtesting. We encourage all parks that are not currently shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic to begin exploring these playtest rules. The V9 team has received hundreds of messages asking when playtest rules will be released, and so it is with great joy that we are able to begin these first steps into Phase 2 of Amtgard V9 development today. So without further ado, let's take a look. Archer. The Archer class has a number of noteworthy problems in its current form, the most notable of which are its high cost of entry and a large reliance on player skill to be even remotely effective. In order to expand the points of entry for this long-range specialist, we will be allowing Archer to exchange their bow for a sling or slingshot using appropriately colored ammunition as necessary. Assassin. The Assassin class is the master of the insubstantial state, but some of the current limitations on the state have prevented Assassin players from being able to truly capitalize on their bread and butter abilities. As such, Assassins will be gaining a new passive trait. While insubstantial, Assassins can become invisible, fly, and pass through solid terrain if they are able to do so in real life. Barbarian. One of the most requested weapon construction changes is rules for axes, specifically, the ability to craft axe-type weapons in order to gain armor breaking on short and long weapons. We have decided to combine this change with the playtest rules for Barbarian. The Berserk trait will be removed, but Barbarians will now be able to use armor-breaking axe-head versions of all weapon types, including rocks, which will now become armor-destroying when crafted with an axe head. Monk. Contrary to our expectations, survey data has indicated that the Monk class is one of the most balanced in the current V8 metagame. Further, newbies and veterans alike praise it as one of the best Day 1 classes due to its ability to ease new players into the game. The only complaint we've received was about a nasty complexity spike once a certain ability was unlocked. Therefore, in order to create a smoother learning curve for Monk, access to heavy thrown weapons will be moved up to level 3. We hope this adjustment allows new players more time to learn the rules of the game before having to dive into the complicated realm of projectiles and projectile construction. Scout. Scout Dispel Magic is now charge times 3. Warrior. After consulting with veteran armorsmiths and historians, we have returned to the roots of our game and decided to embrace a quote from Amtgard V1. Leather isn't chain, chain isn't plate. If you want the protection, you have to bear the weight. That said, many crafters have been begging for new accessible mediums for armor construction, and so, we believe we have found a simple and effective compromise. Armor will no longer be rated by material or construction methods. Rather, each piece of armor will award 1 point per 5 pounds of weight on that location, with a total of 150 pounds required for full 6-point coverage. With the skill of crafters in our game, we are excited to see all the new and fantastic designs that this change will enable. Bard. Many role players have commented that the Bard class lost a bit of its soul in the transition from V7 to V8. After much consideration, we decided that it would be our honor to bring it back. We scoured the internet for references to famous bards and notable attributes that we could introduce to our game. Eventually, we came across one of the most iconic bards of fantasy literature, Bard the Bowman. In the spirit of this great bard, the bard class will now have access to ballistas starting at level 5. Druid. Due to an overwhelmingly negative response, we have decided to remove the Druid class in its entirety. In its place, Peasant is now an official standard class represented by the brown sash. Congratulations, Peasant! Healer. Honoring tradition is a core policy of the Amtgard V9 Development Team. As such, we have decided to tribute the longest running Amtgard spell, Heal, with a new incantation that reflects its age and iconic status within the game. Sword cut, spear stab, mace smash, arrow jab. Let the white light of healing descend on thee. Let the white light of healing stop thy spilling blood. Let the white light of healing mend thy bones. Let the white light of healing close thy wounds. Let the white light of healing restore thy vigor. Let the white light of healing knit thy garb. Let the white light of healing tie thy shoes. Let the white light of healing ruffle thy hair. Let the white light of healing pack thy lunch. Let the white light of healing escort thee to the bus stop. Let the white light of healing wave through the window. Let the white light of healing... Wizard. The frozen state is one of the most hated states in the game. To many, it's effectively a double death count, a long, boring wait before a cheeky kill that leaves the victim feeling cheated and frustrated. In order to increase player agency and meaningful counterplay, we continue to draw inspiration from previous editions of Amtgard. Now, any player may remove themselves from the frozen state by simply starting a small fire at their feet. Color. The color class has had a rough time in V8, repeatedly disregarded as a valid class, and still actively kept out of Paragon circles in certain kingdoms. Color players know what it means to persevere in the face of adversity. In honor of that tenacity, we look forward to making color a proper class in V9. To get them started, all color players now receive Fight After Death twice per life. Enjoy! Monster. Much like the Bard class, many role players have felt that monsters lost their appeal in V8 due to lax rules for garb and role-playing. The biggest complaint we received was that it was often difficult to tell what type of monster someone was playing. Again, like Bard, we took to the internet to search for inspiration and decided to pull our solution from the most famous monsters in the world, Pokemon. And so, all monster players must now chant their names at all times, following the established chant rules.
Meowth, that's right!
Reeve. The most common feedback we've received about Reeves is their seeming reluctance to make calls when it matters and a perceived timidness when it comes to dealing with players that have strong personalities. To remedy this and bolster their confidence, Reeves will now have Finger of Death charged ×3 that they may use however and whenever they wish. Anti-paladin. The Knight classes, subject of intense discussion over the past years. Due to the extremely conflicting opinions about whether or not to open the Knight classes to all players, we have decided to take the simplest solution and compromise. One class will be unlocked and the other will remain gated. Anti-paladin will now be available for all players to use with the new name Deathmonger. For non-Knights, the Black Phoenix icon should be replaced by an egg to symbolize the potential within. Paladin. Lastly, we have the Paladin class. Ever since we began work on Amtgard V9, one of the loudest requests has been for the creation of the Cleric archetype. Well, you spoke and we have listened. The Cleric archetype for Paladin will now be unlocked to players who have achieved all 4 Knight belts: Crown, Flame, Serpent, and Sword. We also hope this will provide a suitable endgame incentive for those who have experienced a lack of motivation after reaching level 6 in all classes. The Cleric archetype and write-ups for all other playtest rules shown today will be posted to the Amtgard V9 website in the coming days to facilitate playtesting. Thank you so much for your continued support as we make our way into Phase 2 of Amtgard V9 development. My name is Woonjo, and happy April Fools. Let the white light of healing cook thy dinner. Let the white light of healing help with thy homework. Let the white light of healing clean thy room. Let the white light of healing check thy browser history. Let the white light of healing...